Good evening and welcome to Lomé, the capital of Togo, where the Sparrowhawks, les Éperviers, will be playing for their 2022 World Cup ambitions against Comoros. It's finely balanced coming into this one after the 1-1 draw in Moroni on Friday on the Comoros archipelago. Togo going ahead through Foda, but the home side at that time, Juja, getting the leveller for them. 4 minutes into the second half, 1-1 it ended. No real shame, it has to be said, for Togo in getting that result. It's proven quite difficult for a number of the continental heavyweights of Africa to go to Comoros and get a result. Ghana, Cameroon and Morocco have all failed to win there in recent years. The thing that Togo have to do today, though, is win here on home soil in this recently renovated Stade de Kegu. And, well, rather make amends for their failure to reach the Africa Cup of Nations this year and please their fans, who you may remember saw them qualify the first and only time for the World Cup back in Germany in 2006. For all the renown of Emmanuel Adebayor, who's not in the squad, but he has given Claude Leroy's men a goodwill message. Togolese football has been rather in the doldrums. Adebayor rather hiding the lack of success of other players to make the breakthrough at the very highest level in European and world football. As I said, the qualifier for the World Cup in 2006 in Germany, then had that tragedy in 2010, the Nations Cup, where their squad boss was attacked by separatists in the Angolan region of Cabinda. The attaché, the press attaché and an assistant coach killed in that attack. Adebayor was there as well. Hugely traumatic experience, of course. Don't know what role that has played in their lack of success since, but they have struggled. As I mentioned, they failed to reach the Nations Cup this year. And it would be a huge fillip for them to get through this one against Comoros, a side ranked 146th in the world. But to give you an indication of just how far Togo's star has waned, they're now down in 128. That's the reason that they're in this first round qualifying for the qualification phase, the group stage phase for the African zone of qualifying for the 2022 World Cup. Those qualifiers start in March. These two sides are playing today because they are among the 28 lowest ranked African teams in those FIFA rankings. The 28 went into a pot drawn against each other over 2 legs. The winners of the 14 ties then going through to join the 26 best ranked teams, 40 in all. There will be 10 groups of 4, and we're not finished yet. Get your calculators out. Then the top 10 winners of those groups will then be drawn in a playoff again. 5 playoffs over 2 legs. The winners of those 5 playoffs, finally, after a huge marathon, will then be able to celebrate a place in the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. So it's a long road for Togo and Comoros, but for one of them, that road will stop here today. Wonderful colour as always. That's the Togolese flag. Wouldn't mind one of those myself, brighten up any dreary day. But it hasn't always been all that pleasant for Togo here at the Stade de Kegu in recent months. Their coach Claude Leroy coming under a lot of fire for the team's lack of success. And the 1-1 draw in Comoros, a country, an archipelago of only some 850,000 people, has done little to boost the enigmatic Frenchman's standing among the Togolese fans. Win here, of course, and his nickname, the White Witch, will be heard once again and sung joyously, no doubt. Here they come then, Togo, the home side, in all yellow. Comoros, the visitors, in white. And a huge prize to play for. Notably for Comoros, who've had such a difficult route, only joined FIFA in 2005. They've come through financial problems to find themselves here with a pretty decent team, it has to be said, mostly French-born, of Comorian origin. But they performed pretty handily in the first leg. Let's see how they do here today up against Togo. First though, of course, it's anthem time. It will be the visitors, of course, who have the honour of hearing their anthem first. And now, of course, the Togolese national anthem. Hello to you, our forefathers. The anthem of Togo rings around the Stade de Kege in the capital Lomé. What will those forefathers think of tonight's display against Comoros? Place in the group stage of the qualifying round for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar at stake here this evening. Claude Leroy with a lot to say about the state of the pitch as we see the Gabonese officials, Mr. Achu. And there's actually an Achu in the Togo lineup as well. Some familiar faces, and just the one change, in fact, to the side that drew 1-1 in Comoros. It's a significant one, though. Goalkeeper Malcolm Barcola, 20-year-old, who's at the French club Lyon, comes in between the posts. He replaces the far more experienced Sabiru Bassageri. A bold move then from Togo boss Claude Leroy. His opposite number, Amir Abdou. Well, he has made a couple of changes, in fact, to his side. Notably, number 21, look out for him, Ben El Fado, the striker with Red Star Belgrade in Serbia. It was number 9, Ibrahim Djouja, though, who got the goal in Moroni on Friday. It's quite an attacking lineup from the visitors. To be fair, they haven't got a lot to lose. They are definitely the underdogs in this one. There is the Comoros lineup led by Najim Abdou, French-born captain. You may remember him from his time in England over something like a decade at Millwall as well. 300 appearances for the London club. No household names, but plenty of high-level experience in the Comoros lineup. And they made life difficult for Ghana in 2018. Togo will be fully aware of that. Comoros in the second round of the qualifying got a 0-0 draw at home to Ghana, real giants, of course, of African football, and only lost 2-0 away. So Togo have been warned. Ghana, neighbours Togo to the west, of course. And it's Comoros who get us underway here in Lomé. Remember, 1-1 after the first leg. As I mentioned before, Claude Leroy with a lot to say about the pitch here at the Stade de Kege, which has recently been renovated. But the Frenchman unhappy with the length of the grass, as it's too long. Means his side can't get their fast passing game going, and they've had to start fairly slowly here. That's a good interception by Shaka Al-Hadoua, and slipped through, though, the back four of Comoros. But the offside flag is up, and quickly up it was too. It's the first leg goal scorer, Laba Foda, who was caught offside. This stadium will be familiar to him. He's Lomé born. Plays his club football in Morocco, though. Pretty pleasant temperature actually in Lomé right now, 27 degrees Celsius. Not too warm. 6 p.m. local time. Togo on the attack here now. Number 10 on the far side is Floyd Aite. Keen watchers of French football will have seen him and a number of his teammates in action in Ligue 1, the French top flight. Here's another one on this near side, number 7, Mathieu Dosevi. Now at Toulouse, but who played so well for Metz a couple of seasons back, even though they got relegated as the shot comes in, but not going to trouble Ali Ahamada in the Comoros goal. Ahamada, one of the French-born players in the Comoros side, former Toulouse goalkeeper actually. Lost his place to Alban Lafont, the teenage prodigy who came through at Toulouse. Back in France now on loan at Nantes after a spell at Fiorentina in Italy. Intercepted there by Dosevi. Played forward to Fodo. And he wants it back, does Fodo. So it's Last Bebu, Hoffenheim striker. Hakim Orosama, the centre-back, helps it forward. That's a foul, though. Free kick for Comoros. There is Claude Leroy, familiar figure to those of you who've seen African teams competing on the international stage over a number of decades now. Currently in charge of his 8th African team is Leroy, born in Normandy. Really made his reputation with the 1988 Africa Cup of Nations win with Cameroon. Of course, Cameroon would then go on to play very successfully at the 1990 World Cup. Good interception by Dosevi. Fodo. And Dosevi's gone for the return. Lovely ball. And that's behind for a corner. Off from Dahoma. And the first of the game goes to the home side, and a ripple of light applause around the stadium. That Nations Cup, the failure to reach the Nations Cup this year, really hurt the fans. And these boys in yellow will really have to try and make amends here as Dosevi plays that in. It's a deep one too. Away by Comoros. Very nearly gave it away in a dangerous area, and Franco Achu decides to go back to his goalkeeper Barcola. Young man who'll be happy to get a first touch, just 20 years old, as I mentioned earlier. Not anywhere near the Lyon first team yet, but if you're playing for Lyon, oh, that is a mistake. Unfortunately for Togo, Barcola is there. What on earth are they playing at the back? They'd very nearly let Comoros in just a minute or so earlier. Clearly hadn't learned their lesson. Togo cannot afford to take Comoros lightly here. Here's Steve Lawson, right back with the Scottish Premier League side, Livingston. And after all that, foul throw by Lawson, given to Comoros, and there's another foul by Achu this time. Aladur. Nice little ball into feet there. Good turn as well. No foul, says the referee. There was there, though. It's been a little bit of a frantic start, a bitty start. Oh, that's an opportunistic strike from Aite, I think it was. Well, Hamada was advancing. It was Fodo, in fact, the first leg goal scorer. Showed good instincts, did the man who plays at RS Berkane in Morocco. As you can hear, as usual, a wonderful soundtrack. A live soundtrack too, from those figures who were draped in the Togolese flag. Not much rhythm to the game though, at least not yet. Here's Archie. That's a good long ball to Dosevi. Lovely low ball in, it's off a defender! So unlucky for Comoros, but great fortune for Togo. Well, I said that Fodo had shown good strikers, goal scorers' instinct with our opportunistic effort a little bit earlier. He showed them there again by celebrating as if he'd scored. Pretty sure the decisive touch came off a defender. Togo, though, don't really care. An early lead for the home side. And they edge in front. Well, the stadium announcer giving it to Fodo as well. I'd like to see that again. But no doubt that Togo are in front and ahead on aggregate 2-1. It does mean, however, that Comoros just need to score and the tie is all square again. 1-1, a mirror image of the first leg result, is the only one that will take us into extra time if it's a draw. If it's 2-2, then Comoros will go through on away goals. Hadua's ball forward, it's a foul. He's backing in, says the referee. It's Ben Alfaro, the Red Star Belgrade striker. Not happy with the decision. Comoros need him now to provide a goal threat. That's a wasteful ball. Achi under pressure. Pressing from Comoros. Dealt with well by Hakimoto Osama. It was cool on the ball, was the big centre-back. That's a good interception in midfield too. Fodo. Not the best pass. And here goes Alfaro. Here's Achi. Miscontrol by Ilhas Bebu. That will be a huge relief, though, to Togo. Early lead. Takes a little bit of the pressure off. But certainly, by no means in its entirety. They are expected to go through this one. That's nicely done too by Dakwanam Jene, the captain of this Togo side, but they've given it away. Potentially danger here. That was a good block. Required too. The shot from Faiz Selemani certainly would have tested Barquilla. Comoros still on the front foot though. Here's Shaka Al-Hadoua. Good header away, really solid header away it was too. And Togo can counter. Good turn of pace. And chase is on. Ball did hold up in the long grass. It almost served Claude Leroy's side well there. The French coach had been complaining. Photo almost got onto that one from Bebu. Mentioned that Togo had qualified for the 2006 World Cup in Germany. They missed out on 2018, didn't even get past the playoff. So a lot riding on this one for Togolese football. It's Alfaro, here's Al-Hadoua. Comoros the better since they've gone behind. And Al-Hadoua gets the shot away. Young fullback he was when he came through at Nantes. Then moved up into Normandy with Caen and is now at Châteauroux in the French second division. Shaka Al-Hadoua. Fairly sedate pace from both sides. 15 minutes in. Togo 1, Comoros 0. Yellow shirts just keep coming forward. And Takor is bought out wide. Here's Bebu. Trying to swing it right across to Dosevi. Lovely touch from him. And a long, streaky leg put in to dispossess him by Selemani. Look at Claude Leroy telling his side to get the ball forward. Not going to let that pass very much, is he? That's well done by Fouad Bachirou. Was at Paris Saint-Germain in his youth. That's a foul, surely somewhat overzealous, was Ibrahim Joja. And Togo with this 1-goal lead. That's nicely done by Dosevi, such a tidy player. That was less than tidy from Bebu. Wasted the good work by Dusevi. Trying to battle his way through was Baby. Oh, he nearly did so as well, but now Comoros on the counter-attack. Comes to nothing. And for the moment, the visitors struggling to put any real pressure on Barquilla. That pass goes astray, being the case far too often in this opening 18 minutes for Comoros. Fodo turns, very nearly gets away from Najim Abdou, who surely should get a yellow card, and does. Almost ripped the shirt off Fodo's back. First booking then for the Comoros captain. Those are the sort of tigerish midfield antics that endeared him to Millwall fans, no doubt. Spent time at Plymouth Argyle and AFC Wimbledon in England as well, did Abdou. Now back in his hometown of Martigues in the south of France. Very nice it is too. A lot of these Comoros players hailing from the south of France. So does their coach, who just caught the ball there, Amir Abdou. He's from Marseille, city which lives and breathes and eats and sleeps and does pretty much everything to the rhythm of the city's football club. Baby showing good pace and determination down the left, looking for Fodo in the middle. "20 minutes in, Togo 1, Comoros 0, and they lead 2-1 on aggregate to the hosts. Machangama, one of the two changes to the starting line from Friday's first leg. He's looking for it. Georgia almost sneaked in. Good run in behind the home defence there from Ibrahim Georgia. Little glimmer of hope for Comoros. They do have some quality up front if they can get the ball to them and get some decent service in. That's a pretty poor ball, and Dolcevi shows his frustration. Measured ball in, Georgia's there. Picked up by Selemani. On the overlap is Yusuf. Overhit from the fullback. Aladour on the far side. Comoros with a sustained spell of pressure. Aladour went for the return. It was an inventive ball from Machangama. Didn't get it quite right though. Foot was high there. And that's Abdou, the captain. He's just been booked. No ill intent, but the foot was very high. And Laluele Atakora felt that one. Man who's had lengthy spells in Scandinavian football in Norway and in Sweden, notably with Helsingborg. Also played at AIK Solna in the Stockholm suburbs. Now in Turkey. Quite a globe-trotting squad, the Togolese one. They've given this one away though. Giving Comoros every chance. Lovely run as well, across the face of goal. And that was a crucial bit of defending. Denied a certain goal. Georgia thought all he had to do was sweep the ball into the net. And Franco Achu, fortunately for Togo, had followed the run of the Comoros number 9. If he hadn't, it would be 1-1 right now. Corner for Comoros, so close to the equaliser. Not good delivery. Get a second opportunity, will Selemani, and wasted again. What a lovely bit of play by Comoros, though. So close to fashioning the equaliser. Wonder how the band would have reacted to that. We've had just over 24 minutes played. It stays Togo 1, Comoros 0. Done by Atakora and away by Barcola, who's looked assured so far. Hasn't been really tested though. His first major test might have been picking the ball out of his net. But for that really good bit of midfield play from Franco Achu. He's the man who has to graft in front of the Togolese back four. Man wearing number 2, plays club football in Denmark. Does Achu. That's him there with the pink boots. Abdu's header, easy enough for Hamada. He had no chance with the goal. A low driven cross. Came off one of his defenders. I think it may have been Kasim Amdahoma. And that's the reason that Togo have this 1-goal lead. Doesn't even get the throw, never mind the free kick, does Atakora. Bebu. Dispossessed. Still gets the throw off Ankub Mzee Ali. Possession surrendered cheaply by Togo. I'll do it. Gets it back. Bashiru just knocks it forward. Togo on the back foot again, as they have been for much of the half. Remember, Togo did go in front in the first leg as well, and Comoros came back. hit the equaliser early in the second half. There'll be no let up from Claude Leroy, that's for sure. Now 71, but still with huge energy and passion for the game. Here's Yusuf. Not wide to Georgia. Now Mzee Ali. Good challenge on him, but good battling too by the Comoros man. Still loses out though. Free kick, says the referee from Gabon. Here's Abdu. Comoros look the more enterprising side, has to be said. Georgia. Oh, that's beautifully done. Not too much in the middle in terms of support, but there was Alfaro there. Not really enough white shirts in the penalty box there when they got into a good position for Comoros. Abdu's ball forward. A little bit of a heavy touch by Soleimani, but he does well and then loses it. Another lovely bit of control from Dusevi. Now it's Togo's turn to probe. Aite. Poor ball in and Abdu clears. Well, we haven't seen too much of Togo in the Comorian half. Here's Lawson. And they just clip it up to Fodo. Too much on that one for Changama. And we've had half an hour in Lomé. Togo 1, Comoros 0. Fodo on the far side, cuts it back. Nicely done. Handball, says the referee. The man rushing in was Floyd Aite. First bit of well-constructed play, though, really, from Togo there. I'd have expected more from them, given the quality, the individual quality that they have in this side. Hasn't shone through yet. Trying to make headway, and does so. And Fodo's there, and a chance for Dusevi. Oh, what a save! What a brilliant bit of goalkeeping from Ali Ahamada. to keep Comoros in it. He might well hold his head in his hands and then wring his hands, Mathieu de Sevi, because that was a gilt-edged opportunity. Look for all the world that he would score and make it 2-0. De Sevi's ball in. And relief in the Comoros ranks. They needed a world-class stop from Mohameda, their goalkeeper, to keep them in this one. I suppose, though, that's 1-1, isn't it? Athiou's clearance, almost on his own goal line at the opposite end, denied Comoros an equaliser. Now Mohameda with a brilliant save to prevent Togo from going 2-up. Just over 11 minutes to go until the break in Lomé. Togo 1, Comoros 0. Still finely balanced, this one. Remember, an away goal for Comoros would raise the prospect of extra time and potentially penalties. A second for Togo would mean there'd be no chance of extra time. Comoros, though, still could come through, of course, by winning the game or scoring at least 2 away goals, and they very nearly got one there. What a brilliant piece of play from Ben Alfaro from absolutely nothing. That's the quality that Red Star Belgrade saw in him. And it's a really good start from Barcola. I said he hadn't been tested. He has now, the young man. And this boiling up into a very, very good contest indeed. Corner for Comoros. Selemani's ball in, so another waste though by him. There is a rather strong wind blowing across the pitch, though, as you can see from the corner flags. Aladua. Clipped in, Barcola comes, the flag's up anyway. Barcola claimed it in any case. Barcola's clearance inside Fodo's header. Here's Athiou once again with Fade. Athiou, and now Omasama. That will be a Togo throw. Under 9 minutes to go until the half-time break. Lawson. Good tracking back and wins the free kick, does Georgia. What a fine stop that was by Mohameda to deny De Sevi the second. Really was. To race back across his goal from his near post. Might have more work to do here as De Sevi comes forward again. Tries to squeeze between two defenders and does. Now it's a Court looking for Foda. Comores solid at the back this time. Lawson looking for options with the throw. Tries to find Dosevi and does. Lawson's ball in, Hamada comes. Gets a reasonable punch on it, but not away by any stretch of the imagination. Pressure still coming from Togo. Atakora looking for Fodo's dispossessed. Here's Selemani. Nobody there in a Comoros shirt, excuse me. Togo will come again. Dosevi. Here's Aite. Lawson. Dosevi's continued his run. He's in behind here as Matthew Dosevi. Baby. That'll be a goal kick. For the moment, Togo looking relatively comfortable. The problem is that Ben El Fado acrobatic volley that came out of nowhere is a real warning to them that they cannot afford to rest on their laurels. They need a second here, because one moment of magic like that could ruin their World Cup hopes, and it's a long, long wait until 2022, never mind 2026, and their next opportunity to qualify. Five minutes left in the first half in Lomé. Togo 1, Comoros 0. 2-1 aggregate to the home side here. Dosevi. No foul, says the referee. Anchu battling as well. A few challenges flying in now. Dosevi again. Rise the challenge of Bashiru. Opportunity here, perhaps. It was a poor ball in the end though by Dosevi. Almost seemed like Foda didn't expect the ball to come to him. Jenny across to Orusam. Foda gets the touch. Here's Aite. It was Bebu, in fact, who had the shot. Formerly of Fortuna Düsseldorf and Hanover. Dosevi's challenge. Smashed away by Lawson. It's a lovely touch by Foda for Aite here. Togo lucky. Foda makes the best of it. Now Bebu. Second shot in a minute or so for Elias Bebu. Getting the side of goal, but not getting the shot on goal. But that one was nowhere near. Needs to adjust the radar a little. Minutes left in the first half. Can Comoros conjure another opportunity? Even if they were to just go close and keep Togo on tenterhooks. But that's easy enough for Barcola. Now Sevi in a central position. Baby, Solifade on the overlap. Good covering. It's Benjaloud Youssef who race back with Olifade. Youssef, who's at the French club Auxerre now. You may remember them in the Champions League not all that long ago. Club that's brought through so many good young French players. Djibril Cissé and Philippe Mexes among them. Quite a remarkable story, actually. They were formed as a boys' club in the small Burgundy town. Eventually became French champions in the years. Rags to riches story. Unfortunately, they're kind of going back to rags now, rather than the doldrums of French football. Here's to Sevi. It's nicely done. Lawson. Rather lazily swung it across without looking. Georgia. Crossfield ball here to Aladour. Selemani back to Aladour. Plenty of verve in the Comoros side. They're not really, though, getting into the final third often enough. Just a minute to be added on. Maybe an opportunity here. Ben Alfada surely pushed, and a free kick right on the edge of the box in the closing seconds of the first half for Comoros. It was a burst of pace from their star forward that did the trick. Togo couldn't cope with it. Clear foul, and now a very clear opportunity. A little bit too much to the left to be absolutely ideal, but it's a good distance. It's a pretty good position. It's definitely a goal-scoring opportunity here, or at least one to test Malcolm Barcola in the Togo goal. He's poised. A council of four around the ball. Selemani's there. Youssef as well. I'd say Selemani, given the body language, is the favourite to take this one. Selemani into the wall. After all that build-up, that was pretty disappointing. And it was the last action of the first half as well. That was far from disappointing. Togo with a one-goal lead. It was an own goal. But opportunities for Comoros. Opportunities for a second too for Togo. But a combination of high-quality defending and goalkeeping has kept the score to a single goal here at the break. It's Togo 1, Comoros 0 at half-time. Well, Togolese fans haven't changed their rhythm too much. We're going to change ours for a moment. We're going to take a break as the players and the officials head off the pitch at the Stade de Kege. We'll be back very soon indeed for the second half. Welcome back to Lomé. The Comoros players heading back out onto the pitch. The Togolese counterparts joining them now as well. Togo with a 1-goal advantage after 45 minutes here. That puts them 2-1 up on aggregate and edges them closer to the group stages of qualifying for the 2022 World Cup. It was a good first half performance though from both sides. Ali Ahamada there, the Comoros goalkeeper, made a superb save to deny Macha de Sevi what would have been a second for Togo. Some brilliant play too from Ben El Fado, the Comoros forward. Really good stop from young Malcolm Barcola in the Togo goal. So the stage is set for a tense 45 minutes, potentially 30 more as well, should Comoros get an equaliser. Away goals do count double though. So any other scoreline than 1-1 and we won't have extra time. Looks like we're going to have a Togolese substitution. Old school manual scoreboard. That's nice to see actually. The player coming on is Gilles Sunu, and he's going to replace Ilas Bebu. Fairly ineffective in the first half was Bebu. So Sunu is on, and there's also a Comoros change as well. Ali Mamadi, who came off the bench at half-time in the first leg. He's going to make an appearance as well. So one change each at the break. And we're back underway. Togo in all yellow, the home side up against Comoros. 2-1 an aggregate, Togo lead, 1-0 on the night. Or I should say late afternoon here, it's around 5 o'clock local time. Touch for Sunu. Offside is followed up. Arsenal fans may remember the name. Gilles Sunu was at the club for 4 years, between 2007 and 2011. on Soleimani. Comores in a hurry, rather in too much of a hurry to get going again. Abdi. Trying to spread it wide, Daladour. Get a second opportunity. Daladour. Here's Abdi again. It's a lovely little ball through. Ben Al-Fadi. Here he is again. Very nearly got on the end of that one. Lawson knocks it away. Cool by Abdi. Comoros starting the second half well. Mamadi loses out though. Here's Aite. Abdu again steps in. Too much on that one, I think. Soleimani will battle illegally, says the referee. The rest of the Togolese substitutes warming up. The Togo boss still perched on the edge of that technical area, as he has been all match. Tension very clear in the veteran coach's body. He knows there's a lot riding on this, for not only for Togolese football but for his own career. There's Mamadi. Ben Al-Fadi, opportunity to cross maybe. Didn't have the support in the middle though. That's been rather a feature of Comoros' attacking. When they have gotten forward, gotten into good positions, there simply hasn't been enough support in the middle for the man looking to make the cross. With the header, returned with interest by Atakola. Comoros have it again now. Bashiru's ball, searching for Mamadi and finds it. It's a good challenge, really good challenge by Lawson. Just bided his time, allowed Mamadi to wrap himself in knots and then plunged in. 5 minutes into the second half, Togo 1, Comoros 0. 2-1 on aggregate. Interesting story about Malcolm Bakara, the Togo goalkeeper. Suffered from asthma as a child and started his career, like so many goalkeepers, as an outfield player. But the asthma was so severe, he was told by a doctor that he couldn't continue playing football unless he became a goalkeeper. Got signed by Lyon and is now a full Togo international, as Dosevi goes in the book. So just a little bit of dissent. Known as Macha Kosivi in Togo, but Dosevi in France. For those of you who are a little bit confused. Who me, says Urosama. I can tell you the tempo is relentless from the band up in the stands. It's a little bit less lively down there on the pitch right now. Might heat up here. Oh, that's overhit. Kept it in though. Good work by Yusuf. Was looking for the penalty. Was Bashiru. Should have continued playing. Here's Abdi. Changama is fouled. And another handily placed free kick for Comoros. And Machangama seems to be in some discomfort there. I'm not quite sure what's wrong with him. He's certainly conscious, but wriggling around like a beetle on his back. And clearly in some discomfort. I think maybe he's got something in his eye. His Comoros teammates on the bench don't look too concerned. Just saw Georgia there, who was on in the first half, the number 9, substituted at half-time. The first leg goal scorer. Changama is still down. Plays his football at French second division side Guingamp, relegated from the top flight last season. He's actually one of 4 Marseille-born players in the Comoros 11 today. The coach too is from Marseille. Amir Abdou. Changama is going to head off under his own steam. I don't think the stretcher will be needed, but he will need a little bit more treatment. He looks a little bit groggy. And it is a free kick for Comoros, some 25 meters from goal. See the concern on the face of Claude Leroy. It's Benjalud Yusuf who's behind the ball. Farid Bashiru that is there as well. Yusuf to strike, and he does, and very cleanly gathered by Barkle. It bounced just in front of him, wasn't easy, but it's been a very impressive display so far from the young man. Just 20, was on the bench for the first leg, thrown in today, and he's not let his coach down at all, far from it. Made a super stop in the first half as well to deny Ben Alfaro. No lasting damage on Floyd Aite. Togo have the ball. Good little foot in by Bashir. Mali still has it. Was he brought down? No, says the referee. It's flicked on inadvertently for Foda. And Dosevi on the volley. Crucial block by Mdahama. The man who scored the own goal in the first half comes to his side's rescue. Dosevi got hold of that volley. Togo still on the front foot though. Hachi. Then trying to win it back. Hachi concedes the free kick. But another opening for Togo. Can't really see Comoros getting 2 goals, but you can see them scoring once, and that means that Togo are playing with fire as long as it stays 1-0. Here's Selemani. Good defending from Olufade. Plays his club football in Cameroon with Union Douala. Douala, best known probably has been the hometown of Samuel Eto'o, who's just announced his international and professional football retirement at the age of 38. Selemani. Space at the back post there. It's a rather tentative effort by Aladour, who's not used to being in those sorts of positions. Fodo's touch. Sunu. Lovely little ball inside for Sunu again. And Fodo so close to being played in behind the Comoros defence. And here come the visitors now. Ben Alfado. And this time he should have crossed it because there was a man free at the back post. It was Selemani. Went for glory himself, did Ben Alfado. But had he just simply squared it, Selemani surely would have scored. And Comoros would have been level and right back in it. We've had an hour in Lomé. Togo 1, Comoros 0. Here's Dosevi. That'll be a throw. Lawson. His ball in the way by Abdi. Another Togolese throw. Lawson with yet another throw. Painful progress down the right from Togo, and they're stopped in their tracks here. Comoros with possession. Ndahoma launches it long. And out of play. Another wayward long ball. Thought we were going to have a substitution there, but Comoros get it back into play quickly. Bashiru. Yusuf. Changama fouled. And we will have a substitution now. Second change of the game for Togo. It's going to be Floyd Aite who comes off. So 2 changes now for the home side as that free kick comes in. Barkle thought about coming for it, then thought better of it. And in the end, made the right decision. Seven. There's Lawson. That's a yellow card for Lawson, I think, for time wasting. She gets the ball into play. Here's Yusuf. On a bad ball in. It's going to go right across to the far side. Aladua. Another wasted opportunity for Comoros. Comoros need to find a way to get quality delivery into the box if they're to get back into this one, and time is a ticking. 25 minutes to go for the visitors. Changama. That's a foul, surely. No, says the referee. It will be a Comoros throw. Can't believe it can Gilles Sunu. Changama. Comores with a sustained spell of pressure. They haven't been able to force Barkle into any real action though. Can they do so here? Machangama's ball in. Flicks off the head of the substitute Mlape, who now starts loping forward. He's got the ball here. Mlape. Dosevi was offside. Here's Foda. Nicely done for Sunu. Great opportunity this, surely. Sunu still. And somehow it stays out once again. Dosevi denied once more. It was Bashiru who was there defending. The goal was at Dosevi's mercy, but Bashiru did not make life easy for him at all. That has kept Comoros in the tie. Dusevi's corner. Hamada comes, gets it away. That's a let off for the visitors. And after a spell of Comoros pressure, it's now Togo's turn to push. They know that a second will kill it. Surely. Dusevi's ball in. Hamada comes again and once more gets there. Lawson with the throw. A real battle in the middle between Mlapa and Abdu. You'd fancy if it was judo, it would be Mlapa who'd win it. Hulking 6'4" frame. Now 28 and a real lost hope, you'd have to say, of German football. He was born in Togo, in Lomé here, but played for Germany's under-21s. But after showing immense promise, never really delivered on that potential. And is now playing his football in the UAE. Here's Sunu. Fodo outside him. Sunu goes on the overlap. Fodo, nice little bit of trickery from him. Still Fodo! Off the post! And Sunu with a follow-up. And off the post and in this time! And surely that's it for Togo. (2-0) now on the night. 3-1 on aggregate. And they are surely heading to the group stage. That extra individual quality told. It's a great burst in from the left by Fodo. Lovely little trick to get the move, get the space. His shot struck the left-hand upright of Hamada's goal. It came out for Sunu. He took his time, took a couple of touches, rifled it off the right-hand post, but it ricocheted right across the goal and into the far corner. They don't need a reason to dance, those Togolese fans, but their side has now given them one. Sunu then with the second. The substitute delivers. And with 20 minutes left, Togo and their fans will surely enjoy this one now. Maybe more too. Oh, and Lapa, he's offside. Comoros have had some chances, but it's Togo who have been the more threatening. Dusevi denied twice by goal line clearances. And now there's a spring in the step of the home side. Pressure somewhat off. Having said that, if Comoros were to get one back, the pressure would be right back on. And how nervy would that be? Because a second for Comoros and a 2-2 draw would see them through. Here's Dusevi. He surely won't let that happen. Sevi cuts it back. It was Fodo with the shot and Hamada with another world-class save. brilliantly tipped over the bar, and Fodo can't believe it. Got the goal in the first leg, did Fodo. So close to another one there. Very cheekily claimed the first one here this evening. It was definitely an own goal, though. That one would have been his, but for a super stop from Mohamed. In it comes again. Corner from De Sevi. Right across the face of goal. Shoulder to shoulder, says the referee. And that was a pull back by Oro Sama. And with 17 minutes left, Togo fairly comfortable now. Bashiru for Comoros. Dahoma. Abdu's ball out wide to Aladu. It was a heavy touch. He's dispossessed by Achi. And that's a really good bit of defending. Just nodding the ball back to Ahamada. They just haven't done enough in the attacking final third of Comoros. Comoros change then. Shamed is going to come on. And it's the number 20, Mankoub Mze Ali, who goes off. Changama. Good anticipation. Sets Togo away. Here's De Sevi. Mlapa once he's totally unmarked. What was De Sevi doing? Caught in 3 minds, never mind 2. Togo win it back though. Wasted by Comoros. Here goes Sunu. Lovely footwork by Sunu in the build-up to the second goal. Here's Lawson. Sunu in space. Fodo takes it off his foot. Still Fodo. Lawson goes for goal. I think Ahamada had that one covered, but it didn't go much past his left-hand post there. Oh, and that shot came out of nowhere. And Barkala was alert to tip it over. Comoros still have hope. There's over 13 minutes left. And as I mentioned, a goal for them would make everybody inside this stadium extremely nervous. Wasted corner. Just at the moment where Comoros needed to put pressure on Togo, they allow them to release it. Here's De Sevi, dispossessed though by Mchangama. Shamed. Togo retreating, getting everybody behind the ball. Here's a great opportunity. Selemani, can he pull it back? Just for a second, Ben El Fadou had a sight of goal. Barcola was out of his net, but Selemani couldn't find his teammate. Togo's nerves beginning to show. Here's Sunu. Tries to trick his way through. Gets found out. Yusuf. Mali. Should be easier now for Barcola. Headed away instead. Sunu's done himself a mischief there. And it wasn't the challenge by Selemani. Got his left leg caught in the turf, did Gilles Sunu. Fell awkwardly on that left knee. Let's hope it's nothing serious. I would suggest not, seeing as though we've got the magic spray and the iced water rather than the stretcher. That's good to see, and Sunu's already back on his feet. With just over 10 minutes left in Lomé, Togo have a 2-0 lead, 3-1 on aggregate. Look as though they're going to go through to join the likes of Djibouti, Malawi, Angola, Liberia and Zimbabwe in the group stages. Here's Mlapa. The U's and the R's from the crowd were because that shot was so far wide of the target rather than anywhere near it from Peniel Mlapa. Aladua. It's a good run forward. Was that a foul by on Foda? Togo fans and players say yes. Gabonese referee says no, and Ben El Fadou can counter-attack here for Comoros. Selemani. El Fadou. Space on the far side and in the middle here. The strike coming in from Mamadi. Well wide of Barcola's goal up. Mlapa wins the header. Knows how to play for a Comoros throw. Bashir. Now Ben El Fadou. Bashir. Yusuf. Selemani. Cuts inside. Good run by Ben El Fadou. It was Shamed, excuse me, the substitute, and he's got a corner. Now is the time to deliver a good set piece. If you fire Selemani. That was a better ball in. And it's another corner. Shamed who got his head to it. Not the best angle to view a corner from. Not the best corner either. Just over 7 minutes left. Comoros. Another wasted opportunity to put some pressure on the Togolese defence. Smashed to safety. Soleimani allowed to turn, gets it back, still has it Soleimani. That will be another corner. Extended spell of pressure in the Togolese final third, but no clear-cut opportunities as yet. And Chang'an takes charge of this one. Seems to know where the ball is, and the whistle eventually sounds. Comoros thought there was a Togo handball in there. Bernal Fardo isn't going to do his side any favours with a yellow card. Aladua loses out to Foda, who's been very impressive. Over both legs now. Soleimani's ball forward. Jenny gets the free kick. The Togo captain. And time ticking down. Togo edging nearer to the group stages. Foda can't get it back in time. That was out of play. Remember, there are 14 of these playoffs to go through to the group stages, joining the likes of the heavyweights of African football like Egypt and the Nations Cup champions Algeria, Ivory Coast, Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa of course too. Cutely done by Sunu. Easily cut out by Aladua. And now Bernal Fardo. Yusuf just didn't have the legs there. Did Mamadi. Which is strange really, because he only came off the bench at half-time. That was a little bit outrageous from Barcola. Surprised that he doesn't get a yellow card. That was clearly time wasting. Mlapa, Foda. Mlapa wants it back. He's not going to get it. Here's Duseb. And Foda's there. Oh, poor first touch. For a man who's been so assured in the penalty area up till now, that was uncharacteristic. from Laba Fodo. We've got Mamadi on, and now we're going to have Madi for Comoros. There's also going to be a Togolese change as well. Dosevi heads off. Kevin Denki is on. It's Aladua who heads off. Madi is on. Kevin Denki, who scored a quite brilliant goal, the 18-year-old striker for Nîmes, scored a magnificent overhead kick in Nîmes league game just before the international break. There goes Foda. Sunik once again coming in from that left-hand side. Denki with a shooting opportunity immediately. It was in the 3-0 win against Brest that he puts an absolutely brilliant finishing touch to the victory. Nîmes' first of the season. You may remember that Nîmes had a brilliant campaign last season on their return to the top flight for the first time in 25 years. Denki looks a real find. It was intended for Suno on the edge of the area. If it had reached him, he might have had a good opportunity, and Foda then chances his arm from outside the area. We're well into the final minute. The Togo fans love that from Malcolm Barkula. We've yet to hear how many minutes are to be added on. 3 is the answer. That's surely not enough time for Comoros to pull something spectacular out of the bag. Here comes Jenny. And Lapa. Now Denki on the far side. And still, Foda trying to give it back to Denki. That's a good ball. Sonamani. Good defending too by Jenny, who has not put a foot wrong. Plays his club football in the Spanish La Liga Getafe. Does Takunam Jenny. Easily dealt with by Olufada. Halfway through, the 3 minutes added on at the end of this one. Togo now comfortable. Abdi. It's been valiant from Comoros. They've had some great moments, notably that wonderful acrobatic volley from Ben Alfaro in the first half. Tipped over by Barcola. Still 0-0 at that stage. Might be a third here for Togo. They'll have to settle for a corner. Fodo was in there. Well, it was given as a corner by the assistant referee, but the referee then overruled it. Don't think it's going to make any difference. Comoros have less than 30 seconds. Chan. That's Urusam. Flicked on by Suni. And that's a Togo throw. The 3 minutes are up. The party started long ago up in the stands, but the volume gets turned up now as the full-time whistle sounds in Lomé. Togo taking the win, and most importantly for them, taking their place in the group stages of qualifying for the 2022 World Cup in Qatar. Wasn't easy for Claude Leroy's side, but eventually they've come through. 3-1 on aggregate. Comoros, plenty of positives to take for them, but it's Togo who take the win and take the tie, and they're through to the group stages. After the 1-1 first leg draw, Homa's first half own goal. And Gilles Sunu's second with 20 minutes left. Gives Togo their place among the top 40 African teams in that white-hot chase for the 5 places for the 2022 World Cup.